Welcome to Speed Round Sunday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share a mini episode from our past for your weekend listening pleasure. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode. That's what our speed round is going to be today. A parenting skill or task or something that you're just not good at. So way back in episode 97, we talked about our parenting skills, our cool things that we had mastered thanks to parenting, which in my case was how to put a kid's hair in a bun.
That's right. That's very impressive. Yeah.
So what one thing can you single out that you're not good at?
Yeah, it's hard to single it out.
You go first.
I have a hard time imagining what my skills might have been because I feel like I'm just bad at everything anymore. I guess my biggest fail right now is failure to just take things as they come and not obsess and worry about them. Mm-hmm. The words I hear from my children most these days are, "Don't worry. Stop worrying. You worry too much." And it's like, well, that's the only setting I got, kids. There's not an off button.
Right.
And so, it's like, I don't think I have that option to not. But clearly, my family would enjoy it if I did and considers it failure on my part that I cannot stop. So I don't know if we've discussed on this podcast, or if we can discuss on this podcast what my daughter called me. I still tease her about that. No, it's not safe. It's not safe for a family podcast. Ask me in the comments on our blog, and I'll tell y'all, any listeners. But it was to do with my worrying, and it contained two words that you can't say on a podcast that has a family rating on iTunes. But it just delighted me and tickled me so much that I have now adopted it and want to have jewelry made with that on it and want to use that as my online handle. And she just hates it that I enjoy it so much.
Right, that wasn't exactly her point.
I am owning it. Yes, I am this ridiculous worrying thing that you have called me in such a rude terms.
That's funny.
But
how about you, Nicole? If you were to be called a name,
called out. Well, I'm not very good. I think I've mentioned this before, but I really fail at making my kids eat healthy. I could do so much better, and I just, it's hard for me because I don't like a variety of foods. So to actually make it and then expect my kids to eat it, I can't take myself out of their shoes.
Right.
I can't say, "Here, kids, sit down and eat this plate of broccoli and asparagus." And when all I want to do is just gag when I think about it. So I think I've done a really crappy job at introducing them to a variety of nutritious, healthy food. So I hope
do they like them now, though? Because it's like rebellion against you?
Oh, heck no. Although my son he's improved in his eating habits as he's gotten older. So there is hope for my daughter. But at this point in her life, she's really emulating her mother and is very limited in her fruit and vegetable selection. So, that kind of, of course I have the whole overall worry thing, the whole health thing is a big issue. But if I had to really pinpoint something that I just have really failed at, it's just making my kids decent home-cooked meals.
Yeah. Well, there are about 1 million people on the internet who will take you to task for that, so.
I know.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's, I'm sorry. It's just, I have not done a good job of that.
You can't be good at everything, right? No. You got to give one thing up.
Exactly. I'm good at making phone calls and ordering food and making reservations. I'm not good at making home-cooked meals.
Important skills. How about you, Catherine? What's your fail?
Well, I feel like it's related to that. Family meals have just completely fallen apart, and it really makes me sad and mad that it's not happening, and I just can't figure out how to fix it. It's a combination of I don't like cooking, and I don't like cooking like in the limited time that is available to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that everybody has to be somewhere at like 5,
Well,
and
sure.
they're going to be gone from 5 to 8, so they have to eat something, and you know, and just that what's really upsets me now is that, you know, even if everyone is at home at the dinner hour, no one wants to come to the table and eat together.
Oh.
And that is really, it's just upsetting. Like, you know, because if I cook and then no one will sit there and eat it, they'll be like, oh, I'm going to eat over here, or I'm going to eat in my room, or I'm going to eat, you know, in this other room, or I'm not hungry right now. That's what I get. You know, so, well, I'm, you know, one is hungry and they're willing to eat, but the other one isn't. And my husband is a huge offender in this area too. So that doesn't help because he's, you know, not setting the tone.
Yeah.
And then if I'm like, no, you're not taking your plate to your room or to in front of the TV or whatever, you're sitting here, and then it's just miserable. You know, they will punish me for that. And that just feels like...
See, I bet the exchange student would sit cheerfully at the table.
That's right. Maybe I should get... and just shame...
You could see...
Shame the rest of the family into...
There you go. See how it is in other countries? They have dried fish for dinner, and so when they're here, they're happy for what they get.
Oh, boy.
We think.
Yeah. So that's my big confession and my fail and all of our fails, which, you know, we're doing the best we can. So
We are.
we should
Just don't come to my house and expect good food.
Right.